In this video we're gonna work on fixing this issue. It is very common, I'm sure you've seen at least several Ridgelines with that. And I believe the issue is the bumper itself, not the bracket. I think about a year ago or so I replaced the bracket thinking that was the issue. But the actual issue here, I believe, is a bumper. So to fix it, we're gonna remove the bumper and we'll go from there. So first thing we're gonna do is we have to remove this piece right here. To remove those clips, you could use a regular screwdriver, pop it up like that. Or you could use a specialized tool for that. Looks like in this case specialized might be damaging. By the way, it's a good idea to have a dozen or more of those trim clips because there is a good chance you'll break at least some of them. It looks like this cover can come off now. Looks like everything is off. So on the top looks like it's just one more right here. Now let's look what we need to do on the sides. There's a screw here, but it's so rusted. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out. Looks like I got pretty good grip with a screwdriver. Let's see. And it is going. I sprayed a bit of WD-40, but I don't know if it did anything, maybe. As you can see here, have to figure out what's broken here. Keep in mind on mine I don't have fog lights, at least not yet, so I don't have to disconnect anything at the bottom. In your case, make sure if you do have fog lights, you might have to disconnect them before you remove the bumper. Got same thing on this one. Gonna do WD-40 on that bolt. It's coming off too. This one just as bad. Now we're gonna look around here to see if there's anything else. Sometimes the bottom cover might hold the bumper in place. In my case I don't have all cover, so some stuff secured, some isn't. So I see one bolt here, 10mm. And I really don't see any more. So maybe that's it. Okay, let's see if that's all that I needed to remove the bumper or not. And that's it. Issue is pretty bad. As you can see on this side, it's almost fall off, it's still here. On the driver's side, it's completely out. And as far as I know, there is no bumper repair kits available to fix it. Only way is to use metal, and I'll show you how I will do it. So on this side I'm gonna use a metal sheet to reinforce this bracket, and on the other side I'm gonna have to build it up. Have to take some measurements. Gonna use one sheet for two sides. No idea yet how it's all gonna work, but that's how I made this one. Had to make holes here and here. But before I do that, I'm gonna work on the other side. I'll just do approximate measurements. I'll fold it about here. I think it'd be better if I do it closer to this side. You could always use pliers to fold just a bit more. Just gonna cut a little bit right here. Now I've had to take measurements in this area too. I took this measurement just by looking at the other one that still has the bracket. So I'll need to cut approximately like this. This part is a bit tough. You just have to kind of take approximate measures to make cuts like that. So this is gonna be for driver's side, and this one's for passenger side. Gonna secure passenger side. Figure might as well secure the driver's side too. I'm gonna make holes with 3/16 drill bit. Might be easier to make holes with the metal screws first. Need to make a bunch of holes around those brackets, especially closer to the edge. And try to use this one. Maybe this one gonna be a little faster. Okay, let's work on this side. Okay, I think it's good enough. In reality, I don't think you need this big of a bracket. Maybe till here would be good enough. But we'll see. I'm still not sure how good it's gonna work. So that's what I'm trying. Okay, I'll leave it like that. So in this stage, I'm gonna prep surface here. I'm gonna do passenger side first, and then I'll do the driver's side. I'm gonna use this air tool, grit 80. In reality, you could use even 40, but I think 80 will be fine here. So this side is good. Now I'm gonna prep this bracket. I'm gonna remove those two screws. I'm gonna do a bit right on this side too. Gonna do a quick dry feed to make sure it's gonna work. think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna prep some GB weld. Turned out a bit harder than I thought it would. Hopefully it's gonna stay there. I'll leave it like that for a couple hours, probably even more, for a whole day. Okay, let's take a look at it 24 hours later. It's like part of the plastic bag also glued in here, but it doesn't really matter. But looks very good, very sturdy. I think one small mistake I made is I think the bracket is way too big, so I'm gonna make it much smaller, probably about this much. Because to make sure I would cover all of it, I'll probably need like 2 or 3 tubes of JB weld. I'm gonna prep this side now. Now I'm gonna work on this metal bracket. That's for the driver's side. Try it like this. Hopefully it's not too small. Alright, we're gonna do a quick dry fit. Should be something like this. So put a bit over there and a bit on this side. Push it in. So for this setup I use a lot less, probably use like a half of a tube. Like I say, much smaller bracket, but I think it should do the job. The reason I use plastic right here is just to keep those two things clean after use. But like I say, on this one I'm a lot happier with how it went for now. So I'm gonna let this thing dry, same thing, 24 hours, and I'll check the results later. So a couple days passed now. That definitely should be good. Just look at this side, how it looks. Obviously nothing is perfect, but still that's the second one I did. That's the first one. So I think practice does make it look better. So now I'm gonna do a dry fit. Before I put it in, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna fit perfect. So here I'm gonna look through it, see, make sure it's gonna be a perfect fit. So just by looking here, it doesn't look like it will even need any modifications on this side. Let's hope for the best. So it looks like this is in a way. Here's how I did this side. It looks a bit more smoother. I'll try other side as well. Smoother here too. Okay, let's see if it's gonna work now. I'm gonna try to remove some of this plastic from here, because it looks like whatever I did in the bumper is messing with this. Took a bit off, let's see if it'll make a difference. Far from perfect, but it definitely looks a little bit better. Same thing on this side. Cut this a bit. Let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, let's see. So as you can see, even after trying to modify it as much as possible, still look like crap. Same thing here, so maybe if I were to spend another hour or so on it, maybe it would look better. But I lost patience, so I'm gonna finish it at that, the bumper repair stuff. Let me know if you think that's a good way to do it, just would take a bit more modifications to the bracket, or you think you're just better off buying a replacement, or if you think there's another better way to fix it. Thanks for watching.